Hello students, welcome you back in the next lecture of Mathematics 1. We have started with chapter number 4, Ratio and Proportion, and in that we have completed up to practice set 4.2. In the previous lecture we have seen the properties of equal ratios or operations on equal ratios. Now we are going to understand the solved examples based on that, and also we will start with practice set 4.3. Before that, let us revise those 5 properties which we have studied in the previous lecture. So here, by using the properties of equality, easily we can prove these properties or operations on equal ratios. But here, nobody is going to ask you the proofs. Only you have to keep in mind all the properties. Here, A, B, C, D are positive integers, and we are going to see the operations on equal ratios, that is A upon B is equal to C upon D. Okay, so the very first operation here is invertendo. If A upon B is equal to C upon D, then B upon A is equal to D upon C. We have done it inverse. Okay, the ratio is inverted. This is called as inverted. Okay. Second property is alternando. If A upon B is equal to C upon D, then A upon C is equal to B upon D. Here you can see the position of B and C, they are altered, they are changed. Okay, B is replaced by C and C is replaced by B. Or you can see on left hand side you have numerators, on the right hand side you have denominators. A upon C is equal to B upon D. This is second property, which is called as alternando. The third property is componendo. If A upon B is equal to C upon D, then A plus B upon B is equal to C plus D upon B. This property componendo stands for addition of numerator and denominator in the numerator. Okay, but whatever we are doing on left hand side, the same thing we have to do on right hand side also. That means operations we have to carry on both the sides. You are familiar with this, that we have to do any operation, multiplication or division, we have to do on both the sides of equation. We cannot do on one side. Okay. So if A upon B is equal to C upon D, then A plus B upon B is equal to C plus D upon D. Here in the numerator and denominator are added. Denominator is kept as it is. This property is called as componendo. Next is dividendo. It is similar to componendo, only in place of plus sign you have minus sign. Okay, that is, if A upon B is equal to C upon D, then A minus B upon B is equal to C minus D upon D. Okay. Denominator is subtracted from the numerator, both the places you can see, and denominator is kept as it is. Denominator is not changing in both these properties, componendo and dividendo. Okay. Now the next property, last property, is combination of these two. If we divide these two properties, then we are going to get the property called as componendo dividendo. Okay. If A upon B is equal to C upon D, then A plus B upon A minus B is equal to C plus D upon C minus D. Condition here is A cannot be equal to B and C cannot be equal to D, because if they are equal, then denominators will become 0, which is meaningless. You know that 0 cannot appear in denominator. We cannot divide any number by 0. Okay? So here numerator and denominator both are changing here. See here, in this case only numerator is changing, denominator is remaining as it is. But in componendo dividendo both are changing. In numerator you can see that numerator and denominator are added, and in denominator you can see that denominator is subtracted from the numerator. This is called as what? Componendo dividendo. So in this way we have 5 properties: invertendo, alternando, componendo, dividendo, and componendo dividendo. And we have seen solved examples also. There I have shown you 2 different methods. One is by substituting in place of A and B, and other is by using these properties. Then also I said that you have to make use of second method preferably because it is applicable everywhere. The first method is not applicable everywhere. Okay, so henceforth I am going to use the second method only to solve the problems. Now in the previous lecture we have seen application of these properties also, and one solved example based on that is taken by me. Now I am going towards the second example. It is from textbook. All of you can see in textbook. So the question is solve square root of x plus 7 plus square root of x minus 2 upon square root of x plus 7 minus square root of x minus 2 is equal to 5 upon 1. To solve means what? We have to find value of x. Okay. So here you will observe that these two terms are same. These two terms are also same. They are separated by plus and minus sign. So if you want to cancel one term from numerator and the other term from denominator, we have to go for componendo dividendo. Okay. So we are going to use the property componendo dividendo. So whenever you have componendo dividendo in the left hand side, you have to make use of componendo dividendo again to cancel those terms. So componendo dividendo means what? Adding denominator to numerator in the numerator and subtracting denominator from numerator in the denominator. And same thing we have to do on the right hand side also. So see here, you can see that numerator is written in the bracket plus denominator is also written in the bracket. Similarly down, again numerator minus the denominator is equal to 5 plus 1 upon 5 minus 1. Okay. So componendo and dividendo is done on both the sides. So you can see here plus square root of x minus 2 and minus square root of x minus 2, they will get cancelled with each other. Similarly in the denominator, square root of x plus 7 and minus square root of x plus 7, so they will get cancelled. See, second term will not get cancelled even though you can see here plus and minus sign. See, outside minus sign is there, and because of that this minus and this minus is going to become plus. So the second term will not get cancelled in the denominator. What to keep in mind? Second term is getting cancelled in numerator and first term is getting cancelled in the denominator. Okay. So 2 times we have square root of x plus 7. So we are writing 2 times square root of x plus 7. Similarly in the denominator 2 times square root of x minus 2. And here 5 plus 1 is 6 and 5 minus 1 is 4. We can reduce it further to 3 upon 2 and this 2 is cancelled. So what we got here? Square root of x plus 7 upon square root of x minus 2 is equal to 3 upon 2. Now we don't want this square root sign. Therefore we are squaring both the sides. So when we square both the signs, this square root sign will disappear. Okay. And here you will write down the squares. So what we will get? X plus 7 upon x minus 2 is equal to 9 upon 4. 9 is square of 3 and 4 is square of 2. Now simply by cross multiplying we can get the answer. Like here 4x plus 28 and here 9x minus 18. So you can see in the next term cross multiplication is done. The next step is equating the like terms or writing like terms together. So this 4x is shifted on right hand side. So 9x minus 4x. Minus 18 is shifted on left hand side. So 28 plus 18. So what we got? 46 is equal to 5x and therefore x is equal to 46 upon 5. This is the solution of the given equation. Okay. So these were the solved examples. Solved examples are also equally important. So you should go through them. You should try to understand them. Okay. Now let us go towards practice set 4.3. Okay. Before that, the activity given just above practice set 4.3 is cancelled. Take a note of this. In the reduced syllabus, it is cancelled. Now 4.3, question number 1. If a upon b is equal to 7 upon 3, then find the values of the following ratios. Okay. So here you have to observe the question and do the needful. I'm not going to solve all the sums. You have to solve some certain sums by yourself. Okay. I'm solving this first one and I'm solving this third one. Okay, you can see that first one and fourth one, they are similar. And if you can, this is also similar, only square is there. So I'm solving first and third. Second and fourth you will solve as homework. What you have to keep in mind here is, this is the final step of your answer. Always you have to start from what is given to you. Never start from what you have to find. Start from what is given to you. So in the solution, your first step is A upon B is equal to 7 upon 3. This is given to us. You can write down the reason here, given. That is why we are using this. After this, you have to observe this final step. You can see that these two terms are same and these two terms are also same. They differ by only sign, and you can easily come to know that the property of componendo and dividendo is used. We have to use the property of componendo and dividendo. But here the numerator is A and here the numerator is B. But here it is not the case. Here numerator is 5A and denominator is 3B. So we also should get that numerator and denominator. We should also convert this ratio to the form 5A upon 3B. That means we want 5 in the numerator and 3 in the denominator. So let us multiply both the sides of the ratio by 5 upon 3. Okay, so the next step is multiply both the sides. As I have said, simply you cannot multiply to one of the side. You have to multiply both the sides. Whatever operations you are doing, you have to do on both the sides. So here we are multiplying by 5 upon 3 because I observed these. I want numerator 5A and denominator 3B. So accordingly I am multiplying. So when I am multiplying, I got the answer as 5A upon 3B is equal to 35 upon 9. Now easily you can see that we have got the required ratio on which we can perform the operation componendo dividendo. To get the answer, we have to go for componendo dividendos. Writing reason is compulsory here. That the next step we are writing, and the reason is componendo dividendo. We are performing the operation componendo dividendo. So 5A plus 3B upon 5A minus 3B is equal to 35 plus 9 upon 35 minus 9. So that is, the answer is 44 upon 26, which can be divided by 2 further. So in the reduced form, the answer is 22 upon 13. So we are ready with our final answer. 5A plus 3B upon 5A minus 3B is equal to 22 upon 13. Please copy it down. While writing, try to understand each and every step, how the next step has come. The second method also I have taught you, as I have said that you have to start with what is given to you, and in place of A you can write down 7K, and in place of B you can write down 3K, or you can take any other variable. And then here in the question, A you have to replace by 5K and B you have to replace by 3K. 7K and B you have to replace by 3K. A by 7K and B by 3K. But as I have told you again and again, simply you cannot write 7 in place of A and 3 in place of B, because I have told you that ratio is a reduced form, and also always it has a common multiple. So you need to take that common multiple as K, and in place of A you can write down 7K, and in place of B you can write down 3K here. Okay, then no need of doing these two steps. You have to write A is equal to 7K, B is equal to 3K, and simply go here and replace A by 7K and B by 3K. You are going to get the answer. That is the second method taught by me. Okay. So you can use that method also. Here it is applicable. I hope you must have completed it. Question number 2 you will do as homework. I am moving towards question number 3, which is different little bit. Here everywhere you can see componendo dividendo is used, but here you can see the property of dividendo is used. This is our final step. We have to start with this. So let us start with a upon b is equal to 7 upon 3. Third one we are solving. Okay. In question what we have, cube both the places we have. So we have to go for cubing it. Okay. So let us do that. A cube upon b cube is equal to 7 cube upon 3 cube. Taking cube of both the sides. And then we will get the answer as a cube minus b cube is equal to 343 upon 27. Now just see the question here. A cube minus b cube upon b cube. That means we have to go for dividendo. Okay. So let us write down by dividendo. A cube minus b cube upon b cube is equal to 343 minus 27 upon 27. Dividendo operation is performed on both the sides. And then just by subtracting here, you can write down the final answer. That is a cube minus b cube upon b cube is equal to 316 divided by 27. Okay. So by observing the question, you have to go on doing the steps which are needful here. Okay. As I have said, here also you can go for K method, but again here you have to you will replace by 7K, so you have to form big cubes here and subtractions. So that method also will do. You can use that method, no doubt, but as I have said, you have to prefer this method where we are using operations. Okay, copy it down. Okay, let us move towards next question. That is question number 2. Remaining 2 questions from that you have to solve as homework. Okay, do it. You will get better practice for that. Now second question. If 15a square plus 4b square upon 15a square minus 4b square is equal to 47 upon 7, then find the values of the following ratios. Okay, so here a upon b is not provided to us. Instead, the equation is given, and from that we have to find all these 4 unknown values. Okay, so here also I am not solving all the sums. I am solving first, second and fourth I think I have taken, and one which will remain, that you will do as homework. Okay, so let us see now from this equation how to get value of a upon b. As I have said, always you have to start with what is given to you. So write down 15a square plus 4b square upon 15a square minus 4b square is equal to 47 upon 7. If you want, you can write down the reason given. This is given to us. Once again, I told you previously that whenever you have componendo dividendo here, and when you want to cancel certain terms, you have to go for componendo dividendo only. Okay, so let us go for componendo dividendo. That means adding denominator to the numerator and subtracting denominator from the numerator, respectively from numerator and denominator. Okay, so what you have to do is, as a first term, both the places you will write down numerator. See, here also numerator and here also numerator. Write down it in the bracket. Okay, in hurry what you do, here you write numerator and here you write denominator. It's not like that. They both should be same. So first write down numerator both the places, then write down plus and minus sign, and then in second bracket both the places we are going to copy down denominator. Okay, so numerator plus denominator, numerator minus denominator. Componendo dividendo is done on left hand side. Similarly, we have to do it on right hand side also. So 47 plus 7 upon 47 minus 7. Don't forget to write down the reason. Writing reason is very much important here, that you are performing which operation. So write down by componendo dividendo. You can write down here it in the middle also, that by componendo dividendo we are doing this step. Now you will observe that plus b square plus 4b square and minus 4b square will get cancelled. Similarly, here 15a square minus 15a square will get cancelled. So this 15a square has appeared 2 times. Also 4b square has appeared 2 times. So we will write it 2 times. 2 times 15a square upon 2 times 4b square. Instead you can write down 30a square upon 8b square also. Your choice. Okay. But here it is very easy to cancel 2, so I have written in that way. And here 47 plus 7 54 and 47 minus 7 is 40. So this 2 and 2 is cancelled. Now what is our target? We need to find a upon b. So we don't want this 15 upon 4 here in the left hand side. So we are transferring this to the right hand side. Okay. So when we are transferring it, this 15 upon 4 will become 4 upon 15. Okay. So 54 upon 40 into 4 upon 15. Now here you can do the needful cancellations so that you will get perfect squares here. Like see, here this 4 you can cancel with 40 and you can write down 10 here. Correct? Then this 54 and 15, they are divisible by 3. So you can write down 18 here, and here you can write down 5. Again this 18 and 10, they are cancelled and you will get 9 upon 5 here. So 9 and 5 into 5 is what? 25. Okay. So this way you are going to go for the cancellations. Okay. I am erasing this part so that the numbers will be visible to you clearly. So you have to go for the cancellations, and from that you will get the reduced form as a square upon b square is equal to 9 upon 25. Both are perfect squares. We want a upon b, so we need to take square root. So let us take square root on both the sides, and from that we will get the value as a upon b is equal to 3 upon 5. Okay. So this is how we have found out this value a upon b is equal to 3 upon 5. Now to get the remaining values here, we will make use of the new values which we have found out, or the new ratio which we have got, that is a upon b is equal to 3 upon 5. I hope you must have understood this question. As I have said, be careful while writing the answer. Try to understand the step and writing. This step is very much important. If you write this second step correctly, then you are going to get the answer in the perfect manner. Okay. This is the last sum which we have done today. Remaining sums here we will do in the next lecture. All of you please copy down this. Try to understand the step here. Now as I have said that substitution method will not help us here. Okay, so you have to use these operations. There is no other option. So always make habit of solving these sums of ratio and proportion by the operations here on the equal ratios. Okay, 5 operations which we have seen: invertendo, alternando, componendo, dividendo and componendo. Okay, and be careful here while cancelling so that we can get perfect squares here and we can take the square root. Okay students, so today we are stopping here. Till that, stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Bye students.